during round one. Welcome everybody to day 3 of round 2 Tohu Bohu meditation. I'm glad all of you are joining on a Thursday evening, which shows how much you all are interested in your own transformation. I just want to quickly check in and ask you guys if there's anything different or any revelations, anything you all experienced yesterday, day 2. Okay.
I experienced it. One thing.
Mhm.
Recently, I was able to open up myself for some purchases, and I was feeling that freedom. And yesterday on Tuesday evening service, when Prophet was speaking, some suddenly I went into subconscious state, and I was feeling the freedom in Prophet's life. Like he's wearing everything what he likes, like everything what he purchased out of revelation, like shoes or anything. I was feeling that energy. I just felt I was able to enjoy that a bit of that happiness,
Yeah.
and I was like blasted. It was like mind blowing, and immediately I came back. But that moment was really so precious. Like I felt very.
Very good. I experienced the same thing. A huge amount of instantly I was taken into a different realm. When last year, once they had asked me to, I was supposed to join for a party, which was Prophet's mother's birthday party, and Mel had asked that I joined with I joined with Prophet and Trophy. So I was a little nervous, and I was also because normally nobody goes in their car. And first time when we had attended the 7-day program in 2014, they lived in another house, and one time they asked us to go to their house, and they took us to the church in a hotel, just happening in a hotel. And that was the first time for Jason to sit in a Jaguar car, and he was just going berserk immediately. He was very small also. He was like 7 years or something like that, and he was really going bonkers. And it was an awesome experience, and we were quite a bit nervous, and but observing a lot of things, how they prepare and all that. But last year, when after that, and I sat in the car, and I told them, Mel asked me to sit, and immediately I experienced such tremendous freedom, and the yoke that was very light, and I felt like though they go through a lot of challenges, persecution, and all that. But when I sat in that, I can't explain. I experienced a complete freedom and very light in my heart, complete freedom. I'm sure I have been experiencing those who are planning to join for the Sri Lanka trip, and I have been experiencing a lot of breakthrough in so many different areas, and a lot of downloads are already started to happen. Not that other times it's not there, but this time I'm trying to pen it in. The downloads are like suddenly coming. And that's one such I have posted in my Facebook timeline about the pull-up cake. I didn't have any revelation. We were just enjoying the cake cutting, and actually some people suddenly came home, and we normally spend alone with as a family, and this time it was some guys came, so we couldn't say no, and we took them to a steak for some steak and all that, enjoying. And suddenly next day morning, I was doing something else, and I get a download, and I started penning it down. I'm getting so many different revelations on the same thing. then I also, a lot of things are shifting. So when it comes to finances, definitely. And in my case, every year once we set our intentions to visit, I always have been working on my health, but some challenges are there, a little bit here and there. That's being sorted. And this year also, automatically, whenever I plan to go, I lose weight. So it's a very crazy joke that I share with them every time when I sit in the plane or before I start losing weight. So there are so many areas breakthroughs are happening. So thanks for sharing. What else, guys? And definitely, when you are doing the Tohu Bohu meditation, and many times you would feel that some part of the sermons you wouldn't, it's a little heavy or deeper revelations, and you're not yet ready. When you do Tohu Bohu, and after that, when you listen to sermons, you will start to understand and get deeper revelations of the Sunday, Tuesday, as well as you'll have your own revelations as well. That's just one part of one of the benefits. So because we are getting into the source, we are learning to still our mind and learning to calm down our nervous system from and disentangling from all that is known to us, uh, the do's and don'ts, the wiring of the nervous system, and the good and bad, the knowledge of good and evil, all that has been wired in our nervous system or the subconscious mind. It will start getting to uh, unwind or disentangle. So there's more clarity on your thoughts, and also better focus. And there would be some of the things that you have been planning to do, but procrastination, and some of the things that you might um, had no idea, or you may not have even known how to take some certain decisions. Now everything will start to align, everything will start to flow. You'll have a better understanding. Okay. So thanks for sharing. And we still have a lot of testimonies flowing in out of the back to basics. We started, I think, in the month of April or May, and suddenly I realized that we have been having for so long, and all of you are attending sincerely. Today, there's a testimony from the New Delhi community, and I'm so glad. One is that in one voice note, she has shared four or five. I know all of you write the ledger, but when it comes to desires of the heart, uh, there's a practice that we need to do for at least 3 weeks, asking for desires, it's called. And I'm sure many of us might not have done for 3 weeks, but it's so beautifully explained in that voice note that uh, they are started to getting revelation, and why we should do gratitude exercise, and uh, how it is connected to one of the stories in the Bible. So when you read the Bible, or you're meditating, you will get a different fresh revelations, fresh manna you will start getting by learning to still your mind, okay, and observing your thoughts. And you are very clear of what are the concerns, what is stressing you out, what are the areas or what are the challenges. Many times we are stressed, but we don't even know the root cause of it. And but in when after starting to do the meditation, your speech will slow down. Okay. And when people see your face, those who have not talked to you for a few months, when they see you, when they talk to you, they will definitely understand there seems to be a different posture. There seems to be something so different about you. There seems to be a very strong anchoring when I speak to you, that you don't get agitated, you don't get distracted, and nobody can easily take you for granted, kind of a thing, right? So it's not that we are ignoring our challenges, but we are aware of what are the things that are trying to get us to a state of disturbance or a state of confusion or chaos, and we don't understand what's happening. Okay. And today, I just want to talk to you guys about yesterday was a very hectic day. We had to finish, but today also I'll try to finish as soon as possible. I value our time during the week. So I want to read from Genesis chapter 2, verse 7. Okay, let me go back there. Can anybody read the Passion Translation version? Okay, I got it. It says, Yahweh God scooped up a lump of soil, sculpted a man, and blew into his nostrils the breath of life. The man came alive, a living soul. Okay, so whenever there is breath, there's a reference for breath, it connects with ruach. Okay, but in this scripture, it is this is an understanding from a Hebrew scholar. In this scripture, it is not about ruach. Okay, so when God breathed himself, his breath into the man, okay, we get to understand that God is refreshing himself, okay, into man. Let's say you are working on a Google Chrome browser and the data disappears, or there's no internet connectivity, and then it comes back. You press the refresh button. Okay, it's the same page, it's the same content, but it is being refreshed. Okay, in the similar manner, okay, God is kindling himself or refreshing himself. That's a true meaning. Y'all know when it is translated from the original language into English, there's a lot of missed out meaning. The essence of the original meaning is missed out in the Bible. Okay, so where God is kindling himself or refreshing himself, okay, into something that which is already there, meaning into the soul of man with fire, he is breathing or refreshing himself. Okay, and when we do Tohu Bohu meditation, it resets our nervous system. Okay, it's like a ball which is entangled, okay, with so much of different values, different belief system, limited belief system, limited understanding, so much of box thinking, so much of distorted belief about self and the world and the system. So when we do Tohu Bohu, it resets or rewire, okay, gradually back into the original state it's supposed to be. Okay, so let's say when there is a fight, a flight or freeze situation, okay, and I normally tell my son when he goes to write exam, I'll tell him to do breathing exercise. Suppose if he's writing and it's a lengthy paper, he's not able to, the time is running out, and hands paining, writing long, lengthy theory paper. And towards the end, and when the bell rings after an hour or so, then there's a little bit of tension that builds up. And in the tension, you really want to write as much as possible. At the same time, in the tension, you also tend to forget what you studied, right? So at that time, because your nervous system is it's becoming like you tend to forget, right? So at that time, when you breathe, when you do breathing exercise, you can really calm your nervous system through relaxation. Slow breathing really helps in relaxation of your nervous system. Okay. And let's say if somebody is, you are in a situation where you got to run and save your life or something, or you got to really take some action immediately, your nervous system, okay, from the normal state, it has to come to an alert state. Okay. For that, fast breathing helps. That's when you are in a tense situation, let's say some things happened unexpectedly, then your heart start beating fast, your nervous system is becoming alert, so you can have the reflex of what are the next actions automatically. Involuntary system comes in action, and then you take an action. Let's say somebody fainted, then you immediately your nervous system becomes alert, and then the brain sends the signal, and what is that next action you could do at that point in time? Call somebody, or throw some water, or clear up and give some space for breathing. For that situation, what you need to do, your nervous system becomes alert and sends you the instructions, right? And the same is applicable for you using the breathing, okay, using the breath. You can connect with your spirit, okay, very quickly. Okay. One example is, uh, one example would be when you speaking in tongues. I'm sure many of us are from Pentecostal charismatic background. You all have been part of the churches, and you all might have done fasting prayer or some sort of spiritual warfare, where there's there's a calamity, there's a fight of light or life and death situation, or you really want to get something done. What do you do? Like this time when I was going with Prophet and Trophy, suddenly a cop came and stopped, and then I was like, um, they don't want to stop because of security reasons, but there are some people also coming close to, as a bodyguard and all that stuff. Uh, but the thing is that I start immediately, my nervous system switch to praying in tongues. Okay. And I know that there has to be some solutions instantly, and how you should pray, what you should pray. But then you think about it in that situation. I started praying in tongues, and then immediately the bodyguards came, and then they cleared off the cops, and then the vehicle didn't even have to stop. We kept moving, you know. So uh, but automatically I switch into kind of praying in tongues. Okay. So when you pray in tongues, you get into, you stir up your nervous system, and you start talking or you start praying in tongues, means instantly you're connecting with the Spirit of God. And then you are connecting with God through the Spirit, okay, by praying in tongues and getting things done. You really don't have to understand. But if you have a gift of prophecy, okay, and when you do this Tohu Bohu meditation, is going to be the foundation for you to improvise or optimize your giftings. Okay. When it comes to prophesying, when you practice Tohu Bohu, you can hold the visions. You can have a high resolution vision when you practice the cube meditation, to hold the vision for a longer time, or have a better resolution, okay, in your when it comes in your mind. Okay. And also, after praying, because you are a person who have been learning to stay still, meaning your nervous system can be tuned or prepared to receive the downloads from God. And then when God is speaking, the download, when you get a download, you get a better understanding, you get a revelation. Similarly, when you speak in tongues, after that, you will get interpretation. Okay. Like last week we went, it was a very unplanned, suddenly kind of planned ones, but planned but unplanned, but not exactly sure what we were in for. Okay. And there were many places. We started with one church and then we went up to 4 churches in the same day. And we had to kind of travel very long distances and all that. No food, but only the spirit had to operate. Okay. So the flesh was very sensitive for the spirit to operate. And when we started throughout the journey and in preparation, when we are praying, okay, you're getting the interpretation of tongues. Okay. So there are many ways the Tohu Bohu can help. So I believe today this much is enough. I'm going to put a timer now, and let's start the Tohu Bohu meditation 20 times reverse breathe, and then let's get into the void. And I remember telling you guys to set up 2 goals. One is the place, the areas where you have repeated cycles and patterns. Secondly, the area of procrastination that you're not able to get things done. Okay, so let's start now. Open your eyes. Okay, we are done with day 3 meditation.